I was never excited about the idea of my daughter dating. When she left for college, I figured I had at least a few years before I'd have to meet some boyfriend and pretend to like him. But only 3 months in, she brought someone home. His name was Ethan. And Ethan was exactly the type of guy I never pictured for my daughter. He was tall and skinny, always had messy hair like a brush had never touched it, and he said dude way too much. He was polite, sure, but something about his laid-back attitude rubbed me the wrong way. My daughter had always been responsible, driven, big goals for her future. Ethan, on the other hand, seemed like he just floated through life without a care in the world. So I tolerated him, barely. For months, I kept our conversation short. Nods, one-word answers, pretending to scroll on my phone anytime he talked. No matter how cold I was, it never bothered him. He always smiled like we were already close, always showed up cheerful and relaxed. Then came the family dinner. My wife cooked a big meal, and Ethan joined us. Everything was going fine until my wife and daughter realized they forgot dessert and ran to the store, leaving me alone with Ethan. For the first time ever, the silence was painful. I scrolled on my phone. He stared at the table. You could have heard a pin drop. Finally, he cleared his throat. So, do you like whiskey? I looked up. He looked nervous. I nodded. His face lit up. I actually brought a bottle my dad gave me for my birthday. It's supposed to be really good. Want to try it? I don't know why, but I said yes. At first, it was just as awkward as before. We sipped in silence. Then he told me a story about trying to impress my daughter by taking her rock climbing, only to get stuck halfway up the wall and need to be rescued while she laughed from the floor. I laughed. A real laugh. So I told him about the time I entered a chili eating contest to impress my wife and ended up throwing up all over a state senator's shoes. One drink turned into two. Two turned into way too many. We started talking about everything: music, movies, embarrassing college stories. That's when I learned Ethan wasn't aimless at all. He had plans, big ones. He was working towards starting his own business. He wasn't careless. He just didn't stress about things he couldn't control. At some point, we were laughing so loud we were practically yelling across the kitchen. By the time my wife and daughter came back, we were both drunk, singing along to an old rock song neither of us knew the words to. My wife looked horrified. My daughter stared at us like we'd lost our minds. Ethan grinned and said, "Ma'am, I just want to say, your cooking is incredible." That was it. I lost it laughing. That night changed everything. I stopped just tolerating Ethan. I actually started liking him. Now he feels like a second son to me. I still don't know how it happened, but somewhere between a bottle of whiskey and some ridiculous stories, he won me over. And honestly, I'm really glad he did.